Hi, today is July 25th, 2020, and I am doing a video that is going to be the sequel, if you will, from April 27th, 2020, where I was sharing something that was coming through my heart and my mind, this feeling of almost like a warning or something to be mindful of. This was the video in April was before we were open back up to get back to our businesses opening and things like that, and what came through in that message was that we need to be aware that as we're getting back to our lives, that they had already predicted. Bill Gates had already talked to Stephen Colbert about this. It was pretty well known, predictively programming, that was not going to be the end of the story for whatever reason. There's many different theories. I have my own. Let me just say that what I was sharing then was just reiterating what they were saying and to caution us to know that as we're going back to our jobs and going back to our lives, that if we just say, oh, things are fine, let's just go back and just forget this all happened, and I'm sure, it's all going to go away, and not really go to the heart and the issue of what is behind this whole thing, then we are going to be missing the whole point, and we are going to have a second wave, which is what Bill Gates was sharing on the Stephen Colbert show. And certainly that is what is happening now, because as you all are very well aware of, that is what is being proposed. It's already, there's many different laws that are not really laws, but these mandates that are coming through to lock us down even further, tighter hold, just like I said in April, that this was what I was feeling was going to be happening. So I just actually read just before making this video that they're calling for a reset, meaning locking everything back down to, chokehold, and then, going again. So that's exactly what it looks like they're trying to get us to go to. Now, this is all, as you know, based on the reports of these coronavirus positive tests that are being reported in record numbers, and whether or not these tests are all truly positive, I don't know. I just know that I've been seeing a lot of reports that are showing really what these tests are testing for is really not indicative of an actual active viral infection, and a lot of different issues with these tests, yet they're still utilizing them to propel their these lockdowns and whatever this agenda is behind the fear mongering of all of us, so that we can and we will comply with whatever they are bringing next. And so this is where I want to get to in this video, which is that what I was shown last weekend. I got into nature, and I had some time to just drop in and just be just kind of let things flow. And what came to me, and I'll share with you, is that this fear factor, which we've been talking about for a while now, this fear factor is very real. It's not just fear, it's fear as an activator. If any of you have been following for years, Bruce Lipton, he wrote the book, The Biology of Belief. If you are understanding quantum physics, if you understand the way the placebo works, the placebo effect takes effect in our bodies. This is the same thing. This is what I was being shown, and I want to share it with you so that you that you are not caught into this trap, of this fear trap, of this placebo false narrative, so that this will not be activated in you. So what was shown to me was that this fear factor that's being pumped in on every wave possible, true or false, doesn't matter. If you are buying into a fear narrative of any sort, you and I and anybody who's believing that fear will be activating within us this simulation of what will appear to look like a viral syndrome. We will have what you would, look at as as a placebo effect. This happens. We've seen it with people who, believe that they're going to, have a baby, and then they have this whole physical response that, appears that they're pregnant, but they weren't. My mom actually had this happen to her many years ago when she really wanted to have a baby, and so her mind was so powerful it tricked her body into actually having the whole body changes as if she was pregnant. We know that people with the power of prayer, with intention, with our minds, we are so powerful, and it's the same on the negative side as well. If you are in this belief, this is what was shown to me, if you are going to choose to be in the belief of fear, your body will be and could be activated to manifest this type of syndrome that looks like what they're calling the coronavirus. Okay? So you could actually manifest an entire disease, an entire virus that is a frequency. There's a frequency within us that can be activated by our mind and allowing and saying yes to this. We are consenting to this. When we say yes, because this is what they're doing. They're bringing this in intentionally. This is what's happening. They're intentionally bringing us to this lowest frequency. Fear is one of the lowest frequencies that you can have. Fear, anger, resentment, hate. And this low frequency can and will activate some people to manifest an illness that they're fearing. So that which I greatest feared came upon me is here today. It's right here, right now in 2020. That ancient saying is what is available to us and is what is being seeded into us. But we do not have to choose that. We do not have to choose that type of narrative. We do not have to buy in to this type of this situation where we're going to agree to have fear to take over us. So what I want to say is that if we start seeing the numbers rising, what I believe, and you don't have to believe this, and I'm not saying it's true for everybody, but this is what I feel. I believe that because of this frequency of fear and people agreeing with it, we will see numbers surge. But I believe that it's based not on a true virus syndrome, but it's basically the same, but it's something that we're manifesting by agreeing with this. And this may sound really woo-woo and everything, but there's a lot of science that backs this up, that we can actually do this in our bodies. This is an actual thing that can happen. We have psychosomatic illnesses, all these things, and people that are fearing this are in danger. When I see all these people that are like really concerned and masked up, and knowing what I know about what masks can do and what they can't do, and what danger they're actually putting themselves in by not having the correct flow of oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange, and touching their face, and all these vast amount of things that I personally don't want to bring to my life. I have so much sympathy for what they must be going through on a daily basis, that they're so afraid that they're definitely going to get something. And we know that over 99.7% of people who are generally healthy people will recover from this as if it's a cold, or maybe a flu, but probably more like a cold. You're going to get through it. You're going to develop natural antibodies. And yet the fear that this is this deadly thing for you, if you're healthy, you could actually manifest that by agreeing to this narrative. And I just want to say, just be aware of that, okay? Just be aware, and if nothing else, even if you don't believe this, which is fine, maybe just be mindful of anytime you hear that, no matter if you feel like you need a mask or whatever you need to do, just say, I'm going to stay in faith. I'm going to choose to be healthy. I'm going to choose to walk in pure joy and light and love, and I'm not going to allow any fear in my heart. Laugh more, get out in nature, do more things to support your own immune system. Become more sovereign with your choices, with how you treat your body, your mind, your heart, your soul. It is more important now, more than ever, to be fully aware of how powerful this narrative connected with our minds and released in our bodies are. This is so key. My hope is that none will be sick and that all will be saved and all will come to the light and come to full health. I don't want anyone to get sick. So that's why I'm sharing this. I want everyone to be aware that this is a potential that we don't need to have to be manifested if we're aware. So raise your awareness, raise your consciousness, and truly step into a place of true faith. And if you need to begin to shift what you watch, that's probably the best thing to do. Even a lot of the things that I watch are really scary, and maybe it's time to shift and change some of those channels, and let's get some music on that's going to raise our vibration, balance it at least. Balance the fear with faith and walk in the faith. Choose faith, choose love, choose health, choose life. Live while you're alive, not in fear. We're here to live life and life more abundantly. So I'm just sending that to you today, to wherever you are. I'm just sending it out. If you want to agree with me, that I will agree with you, that you are walking full health and full light, and you will be guided by your own truth and your own heart and your own intuition to make the decisions that are best for you. Trust that. Trust yourself. Trust your connection with God, with this essence of who you are. Don't be shamed or blamed into anything. Just do you. Do you. And just go deeper, 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 deeper. And once you do that, I am so sure that you are going to find that you're going to be feeling so much better in so many ways. And together, we can, if we all do that, we can just really make more of a difference than anything else, I believe. So, sending you all so much love and light and health today, and I'll see you on the other side.